It's Monday, June 3rd. This is an end of the day SPY recap, first day of the new month, and first day of the week, obviously. Today we end up with a 2-up hammer looking bar. It's a little bit red, but it seems to confirm the upward direction that we're anticipating until proven otherwise. So yesterday we came into we ended the week with a 3-bar that looked like a potential pretty big reversal bar in the bigger picture. In other words, we in the weekly chart here, we had a swing to new highs. We've been pausing. If we didn't pull back all that far, we were waiting for kind of a weekly reversal to the upside to continue the uptrend. We know we ended the month green, so we kind of anticipate taking out that high at some point. And it looked like to end the week with this type of hammer looking bar that this could be the pullback and the start of the reversal higher. So today, even though this 3-bar isn't really an actionable signal, you kind of expect the high to be tested. Sometimes 3 bars can mean higher highs, lower lows, and then you can go, in this case we made a higher high, you can then swing back to lower lows. So these 3 bars are not actionable signals, but you have to determine whether you might reverse this move and come back through the range the other way, or if it's continuation to higher time frame broadening action. And higher time frame broadening action in this case would be continuation higher, where we took out the low of this big 3-bar, this red bar, and now we're working towards those highs, which aligns with the monthly high. So that's kind of the the game plan going forward, is that likely this bar represented the start of that move up. But clearly, today we gapped up a little bit, and I'll show you in a moment, did come down for a while before then reversing up. And again, nothing really completely unexpected given the way price unfolded. If you look at the 15-minute chart right out of the gates, we gapped up, and that's all that really price needed to do was take out the high the previous day, but then immediately started lower on bar 2. Now your bias, you're well above the midpoint of this 3-bar. So until you really get below the midpoint of this bar, you're not necessarily failing and coming back through the range, and your expectations are higher as just described. So, you're not really looking to sell and go short here. At least I wasn't, and my bias was still to the upside. And then I shot a morning video right here on bar 3 or bar 4 actually that was forming. That I think, okay, I'll wait for that red to green move, and the way this was forming after 3 bars, it looked like maybe we'll get an inside bar here and break to the upside, and that would be the signal to get long, and then see if you take out the first bar high, and then have a good directional day to the upside. So instead, price closed with an inside red bar, a little one, and then broke down. I kind of at that point, as I was watching it, had a feeling you were going to take out the intraday low, pre-market lows, which is the blue line here, and not surprising at all. So if you wanted to make that kind of a trade, just kind of going by how the opening price action was leading you, that's fine. I didn't do it. But clearly it then had one push down, pause, second push down. And once it didn't immediately, fail at this, as it was coming down, and it didn't fail at this pre-market low and immediately come right back up, just taking out those stops and coming right back up. You can see when we run through it and pause, you kind of thought that maybe, you're going to have a little bit of a deeper pullback possibly, and that's what happened. You had one push down, 2 pushes down. I then shot a video how I bought calls right in here somewhere. You can look at the back of the videos, and I described why, to me, my methodology always looks for 2 pushes on the day. That's something I've just watched, thousands and thousands of charts, and that's kind of the way I look at things for the first directional move of the day. And in this case, the fact that it came down into yesterday's range, and I'm anticipating higher, I thought it was a good chance to buy some calls that this might happen. And clearly, price at that point, it took a few minutes, but then it eventually started up, and then it never looked back, and it came all the way up. So to me, that kind of lines up with the overall big picture. That's my game plan until proven otherwise, that we're heading up there. I'm looking for opportunities. Is this an actionable signal to the upside? No, but at least we have good we have reference points. It's kind of almost a momentum hammer bar type of thing, where we couldn't come down now for 2 days in a row. So I'm comfortable that it is sort of an actionable, play to the upside if price action leads us there tomorrow. What we have now is the key reference points. We're a little down on the month. We're below the purple line. That's the open of the month. That's going to be our reference all month long. If we stay below there, then I'll play the downside. And right now, what we have to have happen is not only be below there, we got to kind of get below the midpoint of this bar today and have a 2 down bar and start trying to eat into all this buying tail in here. That doesn't look likely, but anything's possible. So I know that to get lower, we have to have an opening price action that kind of goes below the midpoint and gives us a 2 down day and tries to take out that low. On the flip side, if we stay above the midpoint of this bar and kind of have an opening price that leads us to a 2 up day, that aligns with getting the monthly chart green above the purple line, starting to head to our targets up there. So there could be some very good trading to the upside for the rest of the week, and that's kind of what I'm expecting and looking for. It doesn't, like today I was expecting higher too, but it doesn't mean, you know, out of the gates you're going to get the big, you know, the directional push. But tomorrow would probably be a better, you know, attempt to get long early than today, just given the little bit of uncertainty of the 3 bar starting the week out, and clearly the market wanted to come down first before heading higher. So that's kind of a recap. Again, I just see this whole area, until proven otherwise, is just a move to new all-time highs, deciding to pause up here. And the fact that you're not getting any strong red, you're getting a lot of buying tails 3 weeks in a row, that to me is getting ready for another leg up where you can get a bunch of green bars to the upside. And again, it doesn't mean I'm predicting that, but I can visualize that easily happening. And as long as daily price action kind of unfolds that way, it will be in line with my expectations. So we will see what happens tomorrow. Today, like I said, the only thing to really do if you were going to be trading this outright would be to do a sell here, a puts in some form, you know, to at least the pre-market lows. And in this case, you had 2 pushes down, and I had an aggressive buy in here, and that just goes along with the logic of my trading plan. It was an aggressive trade, but to me, it made sense. So those were the only 2 things that developed on the SPY price action-wise, according to the way I follow things. Expecting higher for the rest of the week. We have our reference point now of the open of the week and the open of the month, and we'll see if we go above that or if we, you know, maybe want to stay below that for a little while longer. So let's see how things unfold for the rest of the week.